G'day guys, Tim here from Beat the Reset, the guy in the hat. Of course, we're in the BTR regalia today with my two Army generals, Sam from Liberty Bullion and Bisher from Stormrake. How are you, gentlemen?
I'm feeling fantastic, my friend.
Yep,
Doing well.
Let's just do a quick coffee cheers here.
Cheers, boys.
For our boys.
Cheers,
Living
cheers,
life.
to wealth and success, and to everybody else in the BTR community. Let's get it.
So let's start with a bit of success. What's going on? We'll start with the bullion. Where are we, Sammy? What's going on? Tell people what's happening.
So gold, we're just over 2,600 US, floating just over 4,000 an ounce Aussie. Silver, we're just over $30 an ounce US, about 46, 47 Aussie. So yeah, holding up strong. Had a little bit of a drop last night, but nothing to worry about. Still in the uptrend. So yeah, all systems firing over in bullion land.
All systems firing, loving life as well, Sammy.
Oh, absolutely, Tim. I'm on top of the world at the moment, mate. It's a great.
You know, there's a recession out there, Sammy.
I keep hearing about the cost of living crisis, but I don't feel it. So
well, you're not in the fiat system. That's why you should be in the fiat system.
Yes.
Bish, what's happening with BTC?
Yeah, BTC's at around 93.5 or around 93.5K. Apologies, I haven't had my morning coffee yet. 93.5K USD, about 146K AUD at the moment. And we're seeing some really good strength at the moment in both Ethereum and XRP. So although Bitcoin has had a technical pullback, and I can imagine that we'll probably chop around between 90 and 93 for a little bit longer, that's actually a really good thing because altcoins do a little bit better when Bitcoin has a big run, has a small pullback, then the altcoins run, and then when Bitcoin resurgence kicks off again, then we kind of continue on that, bull market cycle of BTC strength, altcoins running after Bitcoin has a pullback. So that's where we're sitting at right now.
Do you know what I love about you boys? Good-looking boys, wealthy and intelligent at the same time. You can't even find that in most places.
It's a numismatic almost.
It's a numismatic. Rarity, guys.
limited vintage.
Limited vintage lads. Because let's just talk about that. When we talk about wealth, you've got a great view of it. It's a holistic experience.
Yes.
Your body, your mental capabilities, your wealth, everything.
Everything. When you get off a fiat system, because oftentimes, I'm always happy to talk about price and percentage returns and, talk about markets. That's what I love and live for every single day. But when you get off the fiat system, you get off fiat food, you get off, fiat mentality, you get off fiat debt, and it just becomes your quality of life improves significantly. Right. So although, yes, I advocate for Bitcoin and gold and silver, so that way you can, obviously beat the reset. You can obviously improve your financial position. But what it does allow you to do is have a much better quality of life because you're not scrambling all the time rather than running around and trying to worry about ends meet and trying to worry about how am I going to make next month's bills and all that kind of stuff. When you move on to a Bitcoin standard, you move on to a gold standard, your quality of life is just significantly better. And it gives you the time and the ability to focus on things that you love, like your business, your family, your work, something meaningful, rather than just worrying about making ends meet.
Absolutely. Building on that, I found that for me, gold, silver, Bitcoin, it has given me an abundance mindset where I'm no longer stressed, worried, fearful for the future, none of those things. The peace of mind that it gives you is just priceless. I sleep next to some of my silver and it makes me sleep better. I literally sleep better at night. So, that's hard to quantify with a value, put a dollar value on peace of mind. It's impossible. But you're absolutely right. The fiat mindset, fiat food, thinking that the government is your friend and there to look after you, chemicals in your water and your food, making you, sick and unhealthy and, not focusing on exercise, nutrition, keeping things moving in all realms of life. It's a whole new mindset. And once you make the shift, there's no going back.
So are you sleeping next to your bars or your coins? What do you prefer? I see it's more of a bar kind of guy.
I do cuddle with my kilo bars. I'll hold them close at night. But seriously though, I sleep next to some of my stack and it makes me sleep better. I've done it for years and years.
You look amazing, Sammy. There's no question you're loving life. Do you sleep with your Bitcoin? What do you do with Bitcoin?
No, I don't sleep. That's how that's how I get to do what I do. So I'm chronically online. That's my problem.
So tell us. A lot of people, there's a lot of memes going around about Bitcoin. It kind of, and then it pulled back.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Look, very simple. At the end of the day, we're seeing a slowdown in global liquidity. This tends to happen as you head into public holidays in the US. We've been able to see that come in. I think that after Thanksgiving in the US, we're going to see a nice big resurgence in the markets. Bitcoin is super sensitive to global liquidity. When that global liquidity dries up and there's a little bit less trading activity, Bitcoin naturally has a bit of a pullback and a bit of a correction. Also, you got to understand we added 10K a week every week in the month of November, right? We started at 68K at the start of November, 68K 26 days ago. We went 68K, 78K, 78K to 88K, 88K to 98K, and then we had a little bump up to 98 and 99.5, 99.8, depending on which market sources you're looking at. That is an astonishing run, guys. Huge run. So you in any normal market never goes up and up and up indefinitely. We added $30,000 per Bitcoin in 3 weeks. 10K.
Is there any other asset that can do that you know of?
Probably gold and silver, but that's about it.
Silver's the only asset I know that can move like that.
Now I just want to say this, Sam.
Yeah.
I did this live with these two gentlemen on last Thursday, and I said something that got this guy fired up. I said, imagine Bitcoin didn't make it to its $100,000 because we got the Bali Bitcoin back.
Yes.
And imagine it pulled back.
Yeah.
And then silver went to 50 US an ounce before Bitcoin even touched. So could that happen? Look, is there a chance?
I'll never say never, but I will say that Bitcoin is a lot closer to 100K than silver is to 50 US. So never say never. Anything is possible in the markets, but I would consider it unlikely that silver hits 50 before we see Bitcoin hit 100.
Yes.
Well, that is so. Well, you're rethinking that now, Bish, or you're fairly confident? G'day, Kaz. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the live. There's another BTR fan over there. So could this happen? I mean, it's a crazy thought, right? Could Bitcoin just sit at 93 and then silver just creep up? Is it commodities turn now?
Look, I do think that we're seeing that pullback in Bitcoin, which, like Bisher says, is completely healthy after a move like we've seen. That's a monster move. Nothing moves up in one direction. There's always pullbacks along the way. And I am expecting a big bounce in silver here. I'm expecting a big move up to 40 US. Now, I'm expecting that over the next 3 months. So I'm not saying it'll happen before Bitcoin hits 100. But in the very short term, I am expecting silver to do a little bit better than Bitcoin, just because Bitcoin's pulling back and silver's having a bounce.
Absolutely. And what's your thoughts, Bish?
Look, I think ultimately, even if we sit around 90 to 93K for a little while, that would be incredibly healthy because the longer Bitcoin accumulates for, the bigger the breakout. I don't know how long the accumulation will be, but like if you look at March of 2024 to November of 2024, we were in a 6-month accumulation period, 6 months where we were chopping around, but like we put up 73, we went as low as 50K thanks to Germany selling their Bitcoins. They are now down $1.2 billion.
Why would they do that?
Because they're poor. They're poor, Tim. They're poor. They want to print euros and then be poor. And then, mind you, they're about to lose German manufacturing. The German auto industry is about to lose 120,000 jobs. Just poor mentality. Anyways, so we were chopping around 50 to 65 for 6 months, 6 months of chop. And then in 3 weeks, we went from 68K to 98K. So use this accumulation period to fill your bags as much as you can, because the longer the accumulation lasts for, let's say it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and then we get to Christmas and we go gangbusters, the breakout is going to be so explosive. You don't want to miss out on this move, because look at the 6-month breakout that we had. 30K in 3 weeks added to the value of one Bitcoin is simply astonishing. And I think that's what we're going to see the longer this accumulation period comes out for. But I think in the stage of the market cycle that we're in now, we're most likely just going to have a short accumulation period of 2 to 3 weeks at the most, and then the breakout will happen.
Sammy, so, Bish keeps talking about, and I spoke about this once before, Bish spoke about this 100 days of the first 100 days, which brings us up to April the 20th, after the inauguration of Orange Man.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Now, we're going to see we're assuming what we're going to see is a 2.5x. That's what everybody seems to be talking about. That's what we were saying before. So to 250K US.
Dude, they're buying 200,000 Bitcoins a year. The Bitcoin network currently can only mine 140,000 Bitcoin a year. There is a massive shortfall from just one buyer. One buyer, the US government is going to buy up all Bitcoins than can be possibly be mined in one entire year. The price can only do one thing. Just imagine, right? The US government or any government on the planet came out and said, we are going to buy 1.5 times the new supply of gold in 1 year. What do you think is going to happen to the price of gold or to the price of any asset? Right? And mind you, there is plenty of strategic reserves already in the US. They have the petroleum strategic reserve. They have the steel strategic reserve so that they can be able to build very quickly. They have an ammunition strategic reserve. This has been reserves that they've built up over many, many years. And now they're likening the Bitcoin strategic reserve to things like the Louisiana purchase, the purchase of California, the Alaska purchase, because these are massive pieces of land that have now got oil, all these kind of resources that they've been able to extract. This is what a lot of pro-Bitcoin senators and pro-Bitcoiners in general are going to be likening the purchase of this 200,000 Bitcoins a year for the next 5 years is going to be equivalent to the Louisiana purchase back in the day.
Wow. So, Sammy, what impacts, though, is this going to have on commodities, in your opinion?
Well, look, I've been saying for a while that I see Trump's term as inflationary. So he's out here talking about tax cuts for businesses. Now, I'm a business owner. I love tax cuts. I hate paying taxes just as much as anybody else. But that's not just a positive thing, tax cuts. He's not cutting government spending. So these tax cuts are only going to drive up the deficit, and they're going to have to print more money out of thin air to pay for them. So whilst I love tax cuts, it's inflationary. Secondly, his tariffs that he's talking about, tariffing Chinese goods, making China pay. Fair enough. I'm not going to take a stance on the US-China trade war there, but that's inflationary. That's going to make inflation worse. So you combine all these policies that he's got that are going to make inflation worse, and then you ask, well, what's it going to do to an inflation hedge asset? Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to drive it up. If you look at Trump's last term, 2016 to 2020, when he was first brought in, the gold price dropped over a few weeks. There was a lot of confidence in the markets. Trump's going to make things better. And then what happened after that? Gold went up for the next 4 years, and it's been going up ever since. So, yes, we've seen a little drop. The market's expecting good things from Trump coming in. And you know what? He's probably better than the Democrats for the markets. I'll give him that. But no, ladies and gentlemen, he's not your savior. He's not going to make inflation go away. It's only going to get worse. So jump in your inflation hedge assets while they are cheap.
That's actually a good point, because under his last president, because he's been the president before, and we've already seen what he can do. What did he do? He actually saved America. He actually created value in the US dollar. He put the economy. No, why are you guys looking at me like I'm?
I was like, he's insane. Like,
hang on. That's what he told me. He said he was going to.
Okay.
So, but like, can you see why this, like, this is why I'm getting so bullish on Bitcoin, and why I've always been so bullish on Bitcoin is that the easiest way, if you're a demagogue and you want to be able to shore up confidence of your failing fiat currency, you just buy a hard asset and buy a scarce asset like Bitcoin. That's the easiest way to give a failing US dollar some longevity. It's on its last legs. It's literally a dying horse. But how can you get a few more whips in? You buy Bitcoin, because then people go, oh, well, they're buying Bitcoin. Therefore, the economy is going to be a lot stronger. The US dollar has some sort of hard, scarce backing. They already have gold in Fort Knox, but that's questionable. I say,
Yes.
how much is there?
Owned by the Treasury, by the way.
But this is the beauty, guys. This is the beauty of Bitcoin: is that you can have on-chain attestation. So if they go out and say we bought 200,000 Bitcoins, you don't have to wonder where it is. You don't have to take their word for it. You say, show me on-chain. Show me the attestations. And that is part of the Bitcoin strategic reserve, is they will have on-chain attestations, which shows their holdings. And the Bitcoin blockchain will be the proof of reserve, which is amazing. You don't have that in any other asset. So that allows you to have confidence in the US dollar to say, okay, well, and again, the US dollar is a piece of shit fiat currency. Do not take what I'm saying as some sort of endorsement for US dollars. But the easiest way to bring confidence to in any failing currency is to back it with something hard and scarce such as gold, silver, and Bitcoin. And if one day when BTR takes over the Australian government and we elect Tim Manger as our eternal president, Sam is our finance minister. I'm the war minister. Our first
public relations bitch.
Public relations, whatever you want me to be. The first thing we would do is that we would enact gold, silver, and Bitcoin reserves for the Australian public.
Yeah.
Right. That would be the first thing we would do, and watch the wealth of the nation instantly increase.
Absolutely. All right, now boys, we've gone 15 minutes. Sammy, the next 3 months of trading, what are we looking at? We've got Christmas in there somewhere.
Yep.
How does this affect things? Tell us what you see.
So generally what you see leading up to Christmas in the markets is something called a Santa rally, where all the markets rally together. So that'll be the stock market, crypto, metals, it'll all rally upwards. Who's to say whether we'll see that this year, but that's what I'm expecting. Over the next 3 to 6 months in the metals, I'm expecting gold to go to $3,000 an ounce US.
Yes, definitely.
Silver to go to $40 an ounce US, which is almost $10
I better
an
get
ounce.
that
from where
yacht
we are now.
organised, Sammy.
Mate, that's a 33% increase in 3 to 6 months on one of the safest assets.
We'll sail past Bisher's office waving at him going, you nearly did it, Sammy. Sorry, continue.
But yeah, so big moves in the precious metals to come over the next 3 to 6 months, up and away. 30% for silver. That is a huge move for a safe haven asset, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, make sure you get your inflation hedge assets and get them while they're cheap.
Yes, absolutely. Look, for me, it's very simple. I did call 88K for Bitcoin by Christmas. We've exceeded that, in my humble opinion, over the next 3 months.
Well, hang on, it could pull back under 88K.
Well, no, I think 88K is now support.
All right.
Right. So
Fair
I
enough,
think
that's a good point.
I think that if we nearly hit 100K, I think that even if we were to go down and hit 88K as a really good support
When you
level.
put your hand up then, a thumb came up. You put your hand up again.
Hang on, look at this.
What happened? A thumb came up. Guys, a thumb came up.
I did see the thumb.
What the hell did he do?
I don't know. Look, I am the creator of.
Magic powers. A thumb came up.
Hey, watch this. Your bra's off. No. Moving on.
An A cup.
No. Moving on. I think 88K is now support. We've obviously gone up and exceeded my own expectations as to where we were going to be going. I think anywhere between 88 and 90K is a really solid buy level. 90 to 93K is far more realistic as an accumulation zone. And then 3 months from now, I think we'll be well north of $100,000. That would be within the first 100 days of Trump's ascendancy into his post as president. And then we're going to be north of 120,000 within 6 months.
Now, hang on. There it is again. Look, it's done it again. There's a bubble. How is this happening?
Digital assets, mate.
Digital assets. Listen, man. Look, I'm gonna look. I'll manifest $120,000.
Sammy. So Trump's going to take down the Fed. Is that correct?
Look, those are the rumors, but
he said he was.
If you ever read US history, I sincerely doubt it. Or maybe he'll get shot. I mean, they've had 3 assassination attempts already. Maybe the 4th one will be the charm.
Hang on, are you going to bring facts into this?
Oh, sorry, Tim.
Can't bring facts in it.
Can't let facts get.
All right, boys. Well, look, we've gone 15. I think we'll let the viewers go. It's been a great session. I think it's great. Here we're at Brunetti in 257 Cole Street on the ground floor. Sammy's up on level 3. So if you're coming into Brunetti, grab a spot of coffee, go up and see Sammy, buy some gold and silver. Buy. Is that
Buy the dip, ladies and gentlemen. Get them while it's cheap.
Yeah, this is accumulation territory. We've in confirmed bull markets for gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Do not let any kind of correction or pullback scare you, because accumulation after a massive run up, gold, silver, and Bitcoin have done absolutely massive numbers this year.
Yep.
Percentage gains through the roof.
Insane.
Any sort of pullback, any sort of accumulation should be bought voraciously.
Yep.
And I myself, I'm just going to put my hand up. I am buying 6 figures worth of Bitcoin as we speak. I am not even joking. I am putting over $100,000 into Bitcoin as we speak. I have any sort of income I make from the storm rate business, I go and put straight back into BTC. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am exposed to this asset class more than you would ever believe. And the moment that business dividend check comes through, I'm going to buy 100K worth of Bitcoin. I'm right in there with you guys. So let's get it.
And you've put so much into Bitcoin, we had to shout you the coffee today because you got no fiat.
Are you sure?
No,
I'm pretty sure I spent.
No, you did, he
pretty
did.
sure I did. Hey, but guess what? I will get that because last time we were on this stream, people were like $12 for 3 coffees. It was pretty cheap. I wanted to keep the receipt this time
Tell
round.
them how much that is.
So, guys,
You can
it
hold
is
it up to the screen.
it is $17.91 for 3 cups of coffee. Right, ladies and gentlemen,
You have to have Bitcoin to buy coffee.
you cannot write this shit. $17.91 for 3 cups of coffee. And mind you, I didn't even have any milk in mine. I'm a long black kind of guy. These guys are a little bit more bougie. They have milk coffees. But $17.91 for 3 cups of coffees, ladies and gentlemen. That is astonishing. And this is the reason why you got to buy your Bitcoin, gold, and silver, because your Aussie dollars will only continue to buy you less and less and less. We can come back here 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 2 years from now. We'll do this.
There'll be no one here. It'll be us.
And what will happen is that this won't be $17.91 for 3 cups of
It'll be
coffee.
170.
It'll be like $30, $40 for 3 cups of coffee. And the only thing that's going to save you when you're in that kind of environment is your Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Don't get too don't get it twisted. Don't get too smart with it. We're going to the roof because they will never stop printing money, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, guys, we're going to wind it up, Bish. Fantastic. Love you, brother. Love you, Sammy. These guys.
Can we just acknowowledge Sam's new ring?
Oh, yeah. Hold it up. Go closer, Sam.
Yeah, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 22 carat to match the rest of the gold.
22 carat. That is gonna love it. Got the gold bracelet, got the
Yeah,
chain.
the bracelet, the chain.
Gangster.
Just like Bish has been stacking his funds into Bitcoin, I've been buying gold and silver like there's no tomorrow, platinum as well. Whether it's jewelry, coins, bars, all of it, I've been getting it in. I've been buying this dip massively, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you do too.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen, we're going to wind it up. Here we are for another session. Thanks for coming along. I'll let you two get back to your daily lives, get back to the trenches, get out there, make some more wealth, get rid of some of those Aussie dollars out of the system, back the truck up, get it all out of there, convert it to real assets. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, buy. In the meantime, look after your health, look after your wealth, and
Make good
choices.
choices.
Very nice. See you guys.